Hey, friends, let's be honest. When it comes to nurses and we think about earning extra money, what's the first thing we're going to do? How many extra shifts can I pick up? How many more shifts is it going to take to pay for that vacation or pay for new clothes for the kids or pay to get the car fixed? More doubles, a second and third job. That's what we think about, and more overtime. But let's be real. That is not a sustainable side hustle. That is more exhaustion, mental and physical. So today, I'm going to break down 5 side hustles that nurses can actually start without quitting their job. And I'm going to share with you which ones give you freedom and which ones just pile on more stress. So stick with me because you're going to want to hear about number 5. So, hey, and if you're a nurse or you're a woman who is struggling financially and you're looking for a way to change your situation, hit subscribe because I've got so many more ideas coming your way, my friend. So let's start with the obvious. Some of the side hustles that we hear about in nursing, in particular, travel nursing. Yes, you're going to get paid more, but you're still trading time for dollars, right? You're away from your family. You usually get the sucky assignments, or you're stuck on the night shift, or all the holidays. So, yeah, the money might be nice, but is it really sustainable? It doesn't allow you to really build a life and build connection and community if you're never home, if you're never in the same spot once. And it would be really hard to maintain a relationship unless you're in a relationship with another travel nurse, right? IV hydration or aesthetic clinics. You could easily get a little part-time job there and they're going to bring in some good cash, but the startup cost could be insane if you were going to go into business for yourself. At least 20,000 plus for licensing, equipment and space. And then tutoring nursing students. That's always a good one, very rewarding, keeps those nursing skills really sharp, but you're selling your hours, right? You're trading time for money. You've got to work it in around your regular schedule and your family. So is it really worth it? Going on, number 4 is going on to survey sites or gig apps, um, TaskRabbit is another one, or doing user generated content. That's another one, but you're still trading time for dollars. Going on these survey sites and filling out surveys or doing these drug studies. Is that really, really sustainable? When then you might have to hire a sitter for your kids, or you got to use vacation time to get off from the job to do it. That's not really sustainable. Can they work? Sure. But every single one still has you tied to showing up, trading more of your energy, and eventually burning out faster. So if you've ever tried any of these, drop it in the comments because I want to know what your experience has been. Did it work? Did it not work? Why or why not? I'm really curious. But the smarter side hustles, so let's shift into some better options. So freelancing, for instance, chart reviews, medical writing, editing. I have a little side hustle doing insurance assessments for long-term care over the phone. It's not the best money I've ever made, but it's not the worst either. And the beauty of it is I do it on my time. I put in my schedule. So that is one that I would definitely recommend, right? You can use your nursing expertise in a very, very flexible way. Teaching, that's another one. A lot of nurses teach ACLS, CPR, and that's a good way to bring in some cash. But then you got to look at recruiting clients. You've got to have the equipment. You've got to have a space to do it in. You've got to follow all the Heart Association guidelines. So that's one that you can bring in money, but it's again trading a lot of time for dollars, right? And then my personal favorite is digital products, ebooks, guides, courses, mentoring. It's an e-learning platform that you don't have to create, but because you own the master resale rights, you can resell it as often as you want. And then you can start building out affiliate links. You can start building out some courses that maybe are particular to your specialty, like for nursing, care plan guides, shift report guides, mentoring for new nurses, how to prepare for the NCLEX, all of those things that are very specific to your profession, like teachers, I can't think of the word for, I'm thinking nursing care plan, but teaching plans, right? You have to have a teaching plan. There's checklists for when you've got a sub in your room, what they need to know, because we all, let's face it, it's the same types of things over and over and over again. So you could come up with these little one-page checklists that you could sell. Now, okay, maybe you're not going to make $100 a pop, but if you sold 100 of them at $10 a pop, well, that's $1,000. So think about it that way, because you can set up a beacon store for free. There's a lot of ways that you can set this up. And once you get going, the sky's the limit. I mean, the ideas are limitless, limitless. So that's the type of thing. You create it once and then you resell the same thing over and over again. And that's exactly what I'm doing with the digital marketing program that I'm a part of. So this is where the light bulb went off for me, right? When I was looking around and trying to figure out what it was that I was going to do, because I didn't want another boss. I didn't want to punch a time clock. I didn't want to be told when I had to show up, right? No, I wanted it on my terms. And I didn't want another certification that, okay, yeah, it might look good on paper, but the reality is it doesn't bring you any more dang money, does it? I wanted something that I could build once and scale up. And that's exactly what I found. So if the word digital product sounds new to you, don't worry. I've got a free guide that will break this all down, a blueprint, if you will. So just go to the link in my description and drop in a good email and I'll send it to you. And you'll see how automations work. So the hard truth really is that as nurses, we already work too hard. We don't need another hustle that steals our nights, our weekends, our sanity, and our physical and mental health. What we need, and as women, we all need this. We need income streams that actually give us a breathing room. Because how many of us have gone through divorce or lost a spouse? You're not going to be in the same financial situation you were when you were married. I mean, granted, my ex-husband didn't make a lot of money, but it was money. And so when I lost that income, I had to really scramble. And so that's why I tell people that digital products are not just a hustle. They're a plan for freedom. You start small and then you're consistent, you're coachable, you're always learning, right? And that builds into something that works while I'm resting, while I'm sitting on my back patio reading a book, in my rocking chair drinking coffee. It's working for me behind the scenes. So hit that subscribe button, okay? Because do you want me? I will be doing a full tutorial on how to create your first digital product, and I can break that down for you. So there you go, my friends. 5 side hustles that nurses can start without quitting their job. And these are not just applicable to nurses. It's any woman in your profession. Tailor it to your profession, okay? So if you're tired of missing holidays, tired of cap paychecks, tired of wondering if you're ever going to be able to retire, you got options, and I'm living proof. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, comment below with which one you want to try, and then grab that free blueprint in the description. It's exactly what I wished I'd had when I first started looking for a way out.